everybody. It's Georgia Rose from Zencuda. Well, I'm laughing. I have to kind of straighten up a little bit because I think I might have to take my producer, Bobby, out for a drink after the show because we just had a big, huge 20-minute of Mercury retrograde BS that was crazy stuff. So I just have to take a little breather. He's such a great guy. He never loses his cool. But inside joke there, guys. But he really is great. And so we just had a lot of computer glitches and things. So I'm going to shut my phone off so that doesn't disturb us while we're visiting with each other tonight in this soul space. But yeah, so Mercury comes out of retrograde between today and tomorrow. It's actually officially tomorrow, depending on where your time zone is. I think we're already feeling it today. Computer glitches galore, all kinds of miscommunications and things like that. I think Bobby kind of wanted to smack me in the head a few minutes ago, but we made it through. I always say we could probably build a house within 30 seconds to airtime because we run around that much and get stuff done. It's pretty funny. Anybody ever wants to visit the studio and see what we do? Stay home. So anyway, don't come here. Bobby doesn't even like it when I come here. No, just kidding. So I am Georgia Rose from Zencuda. I'm a psychic intuitive and an astrologer. And every week we meet here Monday night, 7 o'clock. You can call into the show. We'll put a number on the screen in a few minutes. And right now, I wish you guys could see this because I have Bobby Lissera on the ladder doing something with the camera. It's all good. It's all good. This is how it is if I was on NBC probably. It's almost like sometimes I feel like Megyn Kelly here. But anyway, I don't even know what network she's on. So you can tell that Mercury is going retrograde and Mars actually comes out of retrograde this week too. Can you not tell? That's why all this crazy energy and sparkly things and distractions, because it's in Gemini, the sign of duality and crazy stuff. So I'm going to start by talking a little bit about some subjects that came up for me today and the last few days. My mind has been bouncing around sort of like a tennis match and stuff, but I don't know if you guys feel like that. I'd love to see your comments and see if you guys are feeling that too. It's definitely very accelerated energy right now. I feel like we're all going a million miles an hour. It seems like the thoughts are coming rapid fire. Our ideas are being very creative. That's kind of the energy. Hey, somebody's calling into the show. Hello, you're on Soul Space. Hi, good evening. You're on Soul Space with Georgia Rose. They're gone. Okay, probably a wrong number, maybe a pizza delivery. So it's just that type of day. Okay, so what I was saying was the energy seems accelerated. I feel like we're all speeded up a little bit. I was just talking to Bobby about how the energy kind of feels outside, and I feel like out there in the real world, it seems like people are getting a little bit chaotic and a little bit frenzied. And I think that's just because we have so much energy changing in the next couple of weeks, and I'll go into that in a minute. But first, I wanted to just talk really quickly about something that came up for me these last few days. I'm in yoga teacher training in my spare time, if there's such a thing for me in my life. And it really makes you go within and be a little introspective. And we're reading the sutras and all kinds of work with our own inner being, right? And so one of the things that came up for me that I want to remind everyone about, that I talk about a lot, or I used to talk about a lot on the show, is distractions and how we all really need to zone in more and focus on what our dreams are and our goals and where we really want to be in life. Because quite frankly, this energy coming in, especially this week up until March, is an energy of tying up the loose ends in order to bring us someplace in March that we've been thinking about probably since 2020. So this week, you're going to start to get some glimpses of that. So if there's anything that you have really been thinking about or wanting to change or wanting to do, and that if you remember that energy coming in like January of 2020, this is the time now where you really want to write your plan, solidify it, get whatever is in the way of you doing that plan out of the way, because in March, that plan is going to start to come to fruition very rapid fire for you. So, and that's for all of us. That's just the energy globally. And I think that's also why we've had some things come out in the news this week that were a little bit shocking, maybe a little ironic, a lot of energy where things are revealed. I think that's because we're tying up the energy lines from 2020. And so things will be revealed that maybe are surprising, not shocking kind of, but it's to put the final period at the end of the sentence on a storyline that's had the ellipsis. Ellipsis is the ... more to come, continuation. And I think we're seeing energy come in now to really cut those energy lines and put a period at the end of those stories. So don't be surprised if, especially this week, it ignites things where you are seeing endings and things like that come in, but they're things that you've been working on a long time. This week we have quite a few energy shifts, so I just wanted to remind you about those distractions and really trying to focus, because we're in an energy now where you will be distracted easily. I call a lot of the things that we focus on and that we give our energy to things that we worship, because when you are focused about something, like even for those of us who maybe gained a little bit of weight or something recently, and I haven't gained weight for 20 years, and now I've just gained a very small amount of weight, and it's like, I know it's because my activity changed because of an injury that I had, but what happens is when we're in something like that, I use that as an example, we become food focused, right? Maybe we're home more than we normally are, and so we become a little food focused, and we won't lose the weight until we're no longer food focused, because we're worshiping something we shouldn't. We're worshiping a food or something for comfort. It's the same way whether we smoke or drink or like to, sit, and we should be doing some things in our life, but we're really binge watching a TV show. We're worshiping that space. We're fully focused and fully diving in, and we have a compulsion to do it. It's a worship of that. So be careful of the things you worship in your life. Because right now, especially, we're in a high state of manifestation, and whatever you focus on and whatever you worship, you're going to get a lot more of. So don't be into those bad habits. Don't be into the things that we shouldn't be worshiping, that maybe should just be a little storyline in our life, but we're giving them too much focus. Pull your focus back to those things you've always wanted to do and those things that you've been thinking about since 2020. Really, really important to do that. So, astrology-wise, and then I'm going to go right to readings, because I know last week I didn't really get a lot of readings, and we were talking a lot. Hey, Laureen. Hey, Mia. Hey, Stephanie. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Janine. Hey, Lydia. Hey, Anne. Hey, Sarah. I got a lot of people on board, so I just want to say hi to everybody. So astrology-wise, dates to remember. Okay, officially tomorrow, Mercury goes direct. It's out of retrograde. You're going to feel that, because this Mercury coming out of retrograde is right alongside Mars starting to come out of retrograde. And those, you're going to feel a big push. You're going to feel a big push forward. That's why today the energy seems a little bit frenzied, especially this Mercury retrograde going direct. You're going to feel a lot of computer glitches and technology glitches, just the way it's going to be. The sun is going from, the sun will conjunct Pluto on the 20th. Sun conjuncting Pluto is going to be a very interesting energy for us, because the sun is illuminating Pluto. Pluto is the energy something has to die to be transformed. In this instance, it's in the final degrees of Capricorn, where Pluto has been since 2008. So what that's going to do is kind of shine a light on a lot of the darkness, anything in your life, in your microcosm, and also in the macrocosm of the world that's been a theme of change, of transformation for us since 2008. That's going to be highlighted. Pluto is getting ready to egress into Aquarius, and when it does that, you're going to find that a lot of the things the next month or so, up until March, are going to be tied in. Those themes from 2008, wherever Capricorn is in your chart. Now, when Pluto goes into Aquarius in March, it's a different line of energy. So before then, and from now until before then, you're going to see things tied up. On the 20th is when the sun illuminates those things. So you may get a revelation about something. You may really have a great perception about how you have to do something differently that you've been going back and forth with and toying with since 2008. And also in the macrocosm that's in our world, think about what have we seen since 2008. Banking has changed. The mortgage industry has changed. A lot of our freedoms have changed, right? So we're going to see a light shown on those things to help us when Pluto goes into Aquarius find the new way to do those things. On the 24th, Uranus goes direct. That's a planet that's been retrograde. Uranus direct means that we oftentimes feel like we have a push-pull, 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 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Now with that coming out of retrograde and going direct, you're also going to feel like you got shot out of a cannon. So with Mars, Mercury, Uranus all going direct, the sun changing into Aquarius, it's a shot of energy. It's like fresh snow. It's like no one's walked here yet. So you're going to find a lot of really new perspectives, new aha moments, and new things coming in between now and March. And then in March, those new things really start to be anchored, and the energy just goes shoom and really starts to change everything very dramatically. So energy is moving rapidly now, guys. Use your days, use your time really well. Make sure your life is well used in this energy, because this is a beautiful gift from the universe for us to focus on the things that really matter to us. You're going to find those endings come in, new beginnings come in very quickly, back and forth. This is a time where not only does energy move quickly, but you're going to be required to make decisions and choices very quickly. That's going to be the energy starting this week up until March. This week really ignites it. Mars direct is cleaning up energy that started in September. So if there is something that started in September for you that you didn't quite complete, or that you've been thinking a lot about, really make a note of that, because this week you're going to be thrown back to that timeline for it to complete, rectify, and move forward. So for instance, if there was a project that you were starting in September that just doesn't seem to get off the ground, or some news you're waiting to hear about since September, now is the time that you're going to really find that being completed. So it's a huge movement of energy coming in. All right. So remember back to September and what the stories were for you. Also, because Mercury is now going direct, and Mercury was retrograded right in December around the 27th or 26th, I think it was, maybe the 29th, around that time frame. Whatever was going on for you those few weeks ago, this now you're going to see a reversal of it. So if something, maybe you broke up with somebody or you ended a friendship, now it's going to cycle back around for you to look at it again. Or vice versa. You met someone, now it's going to cycle back around. Is this really the person you want to be with? So look for those reversals when the planet starts to go direct. Okay. Did we have a call, Bob? Okay. So Uranus going direct means a shift in focus, just like Mercury and Mars, all these planets. We now have all the planets going direct at the end of this week, which means a real shift in focus for us. We're super, super done with looking back. Now we're looking forward in a really big way. You want to take actions to change things. So what's going to happen now, and it's going to ignite this week, and this is going to be the timeline until March now. The things you've been thinking about, like, oh yeah, I really got to change that. Oh yeah, I really should do that. Do them now. Now's when you're going to want to do them, and do them, because you've got to start making those strides. We're finishing everything up, headed to the new. Can't say that enough. The only other thing I want to talk to you guys about is you're going to see a lot of doubles, because Mars is still in Gemini. And when I say doubles, I mean, for instance, we know a few months ago, Trump was, there was the thing with Mar-a-Lago where they found documents in Trump's home. Now they found documents in Biden's home, right? That's the double. So you're going to see a lot of that. Like something happened to someone and then it happens to somebody else. A lot of doubles. Maybe you do a project and you think it's this really great project, and then somebody else comes in with the same project. It's just the way it goes when Mars is in Gemini. You see a lot of duality and a lot of doubles. Things will be twice, a lot of twos. Maybe you go on 2 job interviews and then you get offered 2 jobs, or you don't get both of them, or things are going to be twos and doubles. And then finishing up all the old energy to get to the new. Almost done with this stuff. Don't worry, guys. And also, when the sun and Pluto conjunct on the 20th, you may feel a little melancholy, because it's the final degrees of Capricorn. It's really a closing up of a lot of energy. So you may find that you're a little melancholy, almost wistful. You're saying goodbye to things. It's really also a lot of the timelines, if you think about it, that we've had since 2008 were a lot to do with power and power dynamics and power struggles and power shifts. So those are the things that now are going to be finalized. You may find in your own life, if you drill it down to your personal life, you may find that all of a sudden you're seeing yourself really use power differently, how you are subject to power, taking your power back. I see a tremendous amount of things on the internet, social media, about narcissism, and how, the narcissist has played out in our life, and how, these relationships that are bad for us, we've been stuck in, and now we're not going to do it anymore, and being more powerful. And that's the energy now, closing out those timelines that we've been repeating since 2000 about where we find our power, where we struggle for power, what is power to us. We're wrapping up all of those modes, all of those energies. And then when the sun moves into Aquarius in the 20th, that really changes the energy. We can become more optimistic. The sun in Capricorn can be heavy. It's an earth sign. When it goes into Aquarius, it's airy. We get heady. We feel more like going out and socializing. We want to find our tribe, things like that. And then the only other thing that happens this week, and it is very important, and then we'll go to cards, is On the 21st, we have a new moon. And the new moon is at 0 degrees of Aquarius. It's an ignition degree and a cardinal sign, which means that that is a lot of energy. So, the sun and the moon are going to both be there. It's actually 1 degrees of Aquarius, not 0. And so when the sun and the moon are together, that's when we have a new moon. When they're in opposite parts of the zodiac, that's the full moon. So you have the sun and the moon, our two biggest luminaries in the same exact space in the zodiac, creating this new moon energy. And that's Saturday. And you're going to feel this. I would maybe do a little new moon ritual and set some intentions. You want to set intentions for Aquarian type things. That is your future. That is science. That is new avenues of study. If you want to, become more voiced in something technology-wise, it's computerization, it's space and space travel, astrology, stars. So it's a really good time to set intentions for those type of things. It's also health, moving into the future with that kind of stuff. What I will tell you is that this is a week where that new moon comes in and it really is going to break you free into a new direction, especially because it's coming at the tail end of all these other planets going into new territory, that freshly new snow that no one's ever walked on, the new, almost like perspectives. I keep seeing the mind wiped clean and coming out into a beautiful new birthing. Again, you're going to have to make decisions and choices, but because there's so much shifting energy, the choices that you make are going to seem easier on the one hand because you have new perceptions from all this new energy. You're going to see things in a different way, like a different side of the same coin. But it can also bring in a little melancholy again because you're kind of renegotiating your power. You're renegotiating your energy lines. And sometimes that means saying goodbye to things. So just keep that in mind. Saturday and Sunday, that's when the new moon comes in on Saturday. And then Sunday, of course, you're going to wake up and there's so much new energy because we've just gone through all this battery of movement. So the questions I would use for intention and goal setting this week would be, what is your commitment? What is your commitment to yourself? What do you really feel committed to? Where do you want to be committed? Think of that word commitment, because this is an energy where we're going to be setting ourselves up for those new commitments. What's it going to take for you to remove the obstacles so that you can fully live and thrive within those commitments? Maybe your commitment has to do with work and you want to make more money, or you want to be more productive, or maybe your commitment has to do with a relationship and you want to make it more equal in a power dynamic, or maybe your commitment is being more present with someone in your life. But make sure that that commitment has something to do with expanding your life to more love, not just the three-dimensional material world. Because when we put our intentions in love and we force them, we force field them with that emotion, then they always come to pass. There's actually a workshop I'm doing for a vision board that I'm going to on Sunday. And everyone always says it's a great workshop because every year when they do the vision boards in this space, they always come true. And I had no doubt that was true because this space is so full of love when everyone gets together and do these vision boards, and such a supportive space. So that energy now is attached to the vision board. So whenever you're making your commitment to your goals, to your intentions, make sure they are rooted in love, anchored in love, because that is the most powerful energy in the world that's going to make your goals and your dreams come true. All right? So think about that. What are you committed to? What can make you feel more stable in your life? Because there's a lot of energy shifting, but it's also a Venus-Saturn conjunction that comes in on Sunday, and that is the things you love with discipline and authority and bringing them to expansion by using your power. All right? So let me go to the comments and let me start cards for you guys. If anybody has any questions, put them in the comments because I always, read those throughout the show. I know Janet Russell had actually messaged me her birth data right before the show, and I don't have your year or area of birth, Anne, but what I can glean from just bringing up your chart super quick is, Janet, what I can glean from bringing up your chart super quick, Janet Russell, is without your time of birth, I don't know, of course, your house placement and stuff, but I'm looking at this and just putting in the chart randomly with an unknown time, your sun would be at 0 degrees of Taurus. Now, whenever I see anyone with a sun at 0 degrees of a sign, That means that you may have the characteristics of Taurus, you may have the characteristics of Aries, because you're born right on the cusp of those two signs. And that's why the time of birth is so important, because it really pinpoints where the planets are in degrees in your chart, so that I know, okay, this person is a something rising, this person is a something moon, and that may change throughout the day. Especially, for instance, we on Saturday we're having a new moon in Aquarius. I don't have the exact time of the new moon. I didn't write it down. I could look it up. But if a child is born 5 minutes before the new moon that's going into the first degree of Aquarius, they're going to be a Capricorn sun. But if they're born after that new moon by a second, now their sun was in Aquarius. So that's why the time of birth is so important for pinpointing a chart. I can pretty much glean a lot of times, depending on how the planets are moving, a time of birth for someone, if they were born overseas or in a country that doesn't pinpoint it, by together with them, asking them about their personality traits and what they feel they're really anchored in or what's innate within them, we can kind of figure out what their rising sign would be based on those things. But it's not as accurate as having your time and placement of birth, because we really need that longitude and latitude. And that's why even twins who are born sometimes as much as 5 minutes or 10 minutes apart or 3 minutes apart, they do not have the same zodiac chart. No one has the exact same zodiac chart. You may be born on the same day and have a lot of the major planets in the same spaces, but minutes make a difference in your chart. So that's why it's really important to consult an astrologer. So I'm going to go to the comments now, and I'd love to do your chart one day, Janet, so maybe we could sit and when I have more information. So the Vision Board Day is on the 22nd. If you go on to Long Island Yoga, it's actually the Long Island Center for Yoga in Babylon, New York. You'll see they have it up there. It is a vision board. I'm not the host of it. I'm just going to participate more than likely. The host is Lauren, who used to work at Long Island Center for Yoga. She's actually doing this remotely. And then Jackie is our yogi there, our main yogi, our owner. And she's going to be also, I think, hosting the Vision Board Day. So just go online to Long Island Center for Yoga in Babylon. Amazing, amazing place, let me tell you. Been going there for 10 years, and some days it saves my life. So there you go. So see, now Mia Chang said she's an identical twin, 12 minutes apart. So if I looked at both your charts, you would have some differences in the chart. And that's why people say, oh, they're twins, but they're so different. Well, yeah, they probably have completely different astrology. And 11 minutes could make a big difference, or 12 minutes could make a big difference. And I love that name, Mia. And so, yeah, so we want to look at everything. Hey, Gina. I was actually talking to Gina earlier today. We had a nice conversation. I'm going to see her probably at some point this week. And if you guys could share the show, I would really love that. I actually forgot to share the show, so I'm going to do that now. Got that shared. Yes. Okay. I have to switch my profile back. And then I'm going to go to cards. So if you guys want any cards pulled for you, just let me know in the comments, because I'm going to go down the list. And also, if anybody wants to call in, I know Bobby will put that number on the screen for us. He's running around the studio doing his manly duties. He's going to put the number up in a minute, and then we'll get started with cards. Also, I don't know why my page keeps saying that, but it just does. Also, if you guys at home want to share, that would be terrific. I'm just sharing the show, taking a minute to do that. Also, if you have any question about anything to do spiritual wisdom, tarot, astrology, just put it in the comments and we'll answer your question. We can all learn from each other. Some people might actually want to know the same answer to the same question, right? That's how we learn. Okay, so we're all shared on my profiles. So I'm going to start with Sarah, because I know Sarah had a little bit of stuff going on this week. And I'm going to pull a card for her. And I'm just trying to get my comments to show up too. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's start with Sarah, and then I'll do Janine. So also, what I really can't stress enough for you guys is definitely watch your distractions, because this is a week where we really want to be focused on the things we want to be focused about. And we're able to manifest at a very, very alarmingly accelerated rate right now. What does that mean? What does manifesting mean? Well, manifesting is your thoughts become your life. So, well, when that is very highly elevated in the zodiac and in the cosmic world right now, so you've got to keep your thoughts clear. focus on only on what you want. Do not focus on what you don't want because it's going to come, whichever you're focused on. All right. So here is Sarah's cards. They're telling me to pick 3 cards for you, Sarah. Kara. Okay, Sarah. So the cards that I got, I don't know, we don't have a camera on the table, but we will in a minute. So cards that I got are, first card I pulled was the King of Wands, which to me is a male fire sign. So it could be an Aries, could be a Sagittarius, could be a Leo. Somebody that is probably around you and somebody who's around you might be having some troubles with something. I'm seeing that this could be a health-related issue in some way, but I feel like it's also a rebirth. Now, what comes out to me, especially when I see the Judgment card next to these 2 cards, is it may be a health-related issue. Doesn't have to be physical. It could be mental. It could be any kind of health. But I feel like this is somehow a rebirth. And I'm going to use a phrase that I kind of use a lot in my personal life, and that is a healing crisis. Sometimes we're put in places that are very detrimental to us or very depriving to us. They're hard, they're restrictive, they're challenging. But the overall intention of them is some kind of healing. We emerge with a better potential. We emerge with better energy. We emerge feeling like, okay, I really wish that didn't happen, but it did, and now I'm better for it. I feel like that is something that this person is going through, this male that's near you. And then I get the Moon card, which leads me to believe that whatever this challenge is that they're going through is almost existential. It's like almost like a light and dark, a battle of the material world, the physical world with spiritual. And I truly believe whatever this challenge is that this person is going through that's around you, keep your thoughts super positive because the reason behind it is a healing of some kind to bring them to a better place in their life. And this Moon card is very symbolic for me that it's something that is going to change the course of their life for the better. Maybe giving them more spiritual interpretation in their life or a better grasp of spirituality in the sense of meaning and making life more meaningful. So just take that with you because I really feel that's the situation going on now. And although it may seem very challenging right now, Sarah, I feel like this is a wonderful outcome in the long run. May take some time, but it's going to be a good outcome in the long run. So now I'm going to pull a card for Janine. And Stephanie's online saying, huge believer in manifesting. Absolutely. And I feel that when we really learn how to manifest the right way by anchoring our manifestations in love, that's when the manifestation really takes off. Good afternoon. You're on good evening. Whoop, my card spilled out. Good evening. You're on the Soul Space with Georgia Rose. Welcome to our show.
Hi, Georgia Rose. It's Pauline.
How are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I can't shuffle tonight. All the computers are glitchy. We've got this Mercury retrograde coming out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah. So do you have a
Did you
question
think that
for
I was supposed to get a card? I don't know. I
Yes.
just don't,
Do you have a specific question for me or just a card?
No, I'm just trusting whatever is going to come through.
Okay. So I've got the Queen of Pentacles. Do you know who that might be?
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay. Is your mom here on the other side?
No, she's here.
Okay. I feel like mom is somehow playing into something with your life right now. And it seems, I don't know how this would be. I'm just going to say it because the cards are showing me it. Something to do.
She's my obstacle.
Oh,
she's my big obstacle. She's been since Thanksgiving. She's like in rehab. Was like back in and out with COVID and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Pauline. Well, I want to tell you the cards that are coming up with mom is a new beginning, but I think it's in relation to you. And I don't know the circumstance or whatever as far as mom's finances, but I feel like something happens with mom that brings an income or money, or because I'm seeing pentacles here. So this is a new beginning, and I hate to say it, but maybe you take over mom's finances or something like that.
I mean, my sister. That's not my choice. That's not even up to me.
Okay,
yeah, that's interesting you say that. Thank you.
I'm going to just say I'm seeing coin or pentacle come from mom. All right. Now, how that
Oh,
occurs or how that happens, I can't say, but I will tell you, like, I'm seeing the obstacle and I'm seeing that somehow you're going to benefit from this situation in some way. All right. And the benefit is
okay.
definitely something material. Now, that being said,
Okay.
I'm also seeing that this conflict that you have with her is because you feel you're not recognized properly.
Yeah, she's not the only one. The person that's in the way is the person who she's given all her power of attorney and everything. So if anything's going to be stopped, it would be my sister that does it to me.
Okay,
So,
well,
but I'm trying to work through things through with my sister
something's
and
going
my
to
mom.
reverse. I'm seeing mom, I'm seeing the
Yay!
pentacles, and I'm seeing the reversal of you not getting recognized where you are will be recognized. So to me, this is all playing out. Something to do with money and your mother is going to be reversed.
Wow, I know the ancestors are working on this for me because that's my job for the family. I've got to do the transmutation stuff for the family. So,
Yeah, so that's what I'm
okay.
seeing is something you get the reward. So there's a reward coming. So just take
Well,
that with you and know that I'm seeing that, especially with I'm getting cards like that with the planetary positions right now. That's a lot of do-over reverse energy. So I think and you're
is it
saying,
possible? I have a feeling there's a piece of land that I'm supposed to get. I was told about this land a long time
well,
ago that my mom stuck me
it's
some
something
land.
material. So that's what I'm getting. So definitely
Like,
take that with you, okay, hon?
thank you so much.
You're welcome. So now I started to pick a card for Janine. That's what I'm going to do now. Um, Hi, Marie. How are you? I've got King Kenny Kenton. I've got Chris Cole. Hey, Chris Cole. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a really long time. Hope things are going well. So this is for Janine. Janine, they're telling me to pick two cards for you. Janine, I see that this next little while for you, I'm seeing an 8-week period where things really start to turn around for you and go your way. I got one of the best cards in the deck, which is the Nine of Cups. And Nine of Cups is like your cup running over, all good fortune, all good things coming to you. And then I've got this card, which is in reverse, which means it's coming but hasn't happened yet, where you can see this person has the whole world in their hand and they're looking out to their future. So I'm going to say to you, you have to focus, like I said in the beginning of the show, focus, focus, focus on what you want to make a commitment to and how you see your future and how you want to commit to your future because everything is right there. It's almost like you can reach out and touch it with the Nine of Cups. Your cup is overflowing. Your future's looking bright. Like you have the opportunity to just have everything that you want in your hand, but you've got some work to do. So now is really crucial for bringing that in. So stay focused, stay positive. Okay. I'm going to get to you in a minute, Natalie. Oh my gosh, Liz, I love you. My Florida Chiquita. My Florida Ginger's on. Love you, Liz. Liz and I did a lot of stuff together, and then she moved to Florida and left me on my own. No, not really. And so she's there now. Love her. She's got such a cool place. She lives near Melbourne, and she gets to see all the SpaceX rockets go off. So I'm just headed back in here. I got to go back just to see who I need to pick a card for. Okay, so I've got, wow, there's a lot of people on. So let me hurry up. I'm going to pick one card for everybody. So I did Sarah. Okay. Hey, Bonnie, how are you? So I did Sarah, did Janine. I'm going to do Bonnie now. I'm going to pick two cards for Bonnie. Said one, picking two. Okay. I do what they tell me. I've learned to listen to the spirits. Okay, Bonnie. I have the Devil card and I've got the Eight of Cups. So something in your life is something you need to walk away from. This is a restriction for you. Please, I'm going to ask you not to confuse restriction with security. If there's something going on in your life and you are misguided in thinking this is a secure thing, don't do that because it's almost like a self-imprisonment. Whenever I get the Devil card, that means that we're putting ourselves in chains in some way. It could be addiction, restriction, whatever. It also could be, and very much I think in this reading means someone around you is restricting you. Something that you think is your security is actually restricting you. And this card is showing me that what really needs to happen here is you need to walk away from an emotional situation. It'll be emotional, but once you do that, the world opens up. So don't be afraid. Follow your heart in this situation, but know that you may be confusing restriction with security. So really look at whatever situation has you a little bit unsettled. Okay, Bonnie? Who have I got next? I think Anne. Yes, Anne Rothney. Going to pick a couple of cards for you. Great to see you too. Anne is a faithful subscriber to Strong Island Television. I know she watches a few of our shows, and she's always in the soul space. Everybody send some hearts up. Please send some hearts up for everybody that's in the soul space right now so we can all really feel some love. I know we all need that. We're all getting challenged, and things are just like moving too fast for some people. I got my girls on tonight. Stephanie says, I do. I've got Stephanie and Lydia, and I saw Mia on. This is awesome. I love it. My earthbound world is coming into my spiritual world, and nothing makes me more happier. So I got the Queen of Pentacles for you also, Anne. Just got that for Pauline when we were online. So this is a female coming in. Again, a lot of the same themes are coming up tonight. The theme for you, Anne, is self-imprisonment. You've got the blinders on. You think you're restricted, and you're not. You can walk right through. This is the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords, if you look at this card, it's a figure who's blindfolded and her hands are tied, and she thinks that she's restricted by the swords. But all she has to do is look, and you can walk right past them. She's really not penned in. She's not fenced in. So I'm going to say in this instance, the Queen of Pentacles is you, Anne, and you have more freedom than you think. So look at whatever's putting you in conflict or dis-ease, and please walk forward. We have another caller coming through. Good evening. You're on the Soul Space with Georgia Rose. Welcome.
Hi,
How are you? And your name?
I'm Domenica.
Hi, Domenica. How are you? Do you have a question for me, or do you want me to just pull a card for you?
Pull a card, that would be great.
Okay. You sound so upbeat and cheerful. I love it.
That's because I called you.
You got through. Okay.
I got through.
Wow, Dominica, I got the Lovers for you. And the
Get
King of Wands.
out.
No, is there a fire sign male around you?
No.
Well, I see a fiery male around you, and usually when I get the Lovers card, it means an interference in a relationship. But I feel it psychically, because I do read the card psychically for me. Traditionally, the Lovers means that when I get the Lovers card, but here I feel like, are you currently working and going to business right now?
Nope. I'm
not
working, but
You're working.
nothing like that. Yeah, yeah.
Well, whatever work you're doing, when I use the phrase going to business, I mean like you're actually going to a job, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you, in this job, do you see the public at all?
Yes. A lot of it.
Okay, because I'm feeling like there's a fire sign male, and fire sign is Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. I'm seeing them come in. There's a fire sign male coming in that you're going to have a little romance with. You may be not open to it. And also, just so I know, because I know everyone always calls in about gender, whatever your preference is, when I say fire sign male, if you are, like a different gender than say male, it could also be a female that identifies like that, or someone with male energy. So I just want to say that for all our viewers, because I know that people now, gender specific is very hard to define. So I go by energy. I don't know whether you're a man or a woman. I just read your energy. So
Georgia, wait, I just have to tell you that if you read your Facebook, I met Elaine yesterday.
Oh,
at the Pat Longo.
Yes, Elaine Risotto, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was so mad that I didn't know it was her, because I would have went to her.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember meeting her on your boat trip.
Yeah, we did a full moon boat ride.
Me, yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Elaine's amazing. I'm so glad you met her. So keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
When we least expected, things come in our life. And this could just be a little flirtation. It could be a romance. But for whatever reason, they're showing me that, and you should watch out for it, okay?
Okay, got it.
Well, stay in touch, because I'm going to be doing some boat stuff this summer.
Okay, very good. Looking forward to that.
Blessings to you. So now my next card is for
Thanks.
Stephanie. Stephanie Kalanoff, my lovely girl. I love you, Stephanie. So what card are we going to pick for Steffers? All right, let me see. Okay. Steph, Queen of Pentacles came up again. We see this coming up in every reading. I got to pick another card for you. Oh, wow. And the Seven of Cups. So, Stephanie, I'm going to say you're probably the Queen of Pentacles here, because you are the queen sitting on the throne, and she's holding coin. And I know you're very successful at what you do. So what this Seven of Cups is showing me is you have a lot of choices coming to you. The universe is going to start opening up a lot of choices, a lot of different avenues. You're going to be able to choose what path you want to take in a lot of different things, not just your material life, but also other opportunities coming in. So keep your eyes open this next little while because, Stephanie, there's just so much abundance that the world wants to bring you. And this is a beautiful card for that. And you can see when you look at this card, it's got like something different in every one of the cups. And the cups are literally running over with joy and abundance and all kinds of great things, love. And so just remember that. And, when sometimes in this energy, we can feel a little bit wistful or a little bit down. Remember, you've got so many great things coming for you. And just, go there, go to that positive end. All right. Next person coming in is Mia Cheng. She's the twin. Let's see. Oh, Lorene wasn't seeing me on Facebook. Yeah, I forgot to share the show. I just shared it now, Lorene. So she went on Strong Island, which is great. Okay. So Mia, going to pick a card for you. And the other thing I was going to tell you guys, if all of us could just, focus like right now, right? My energy is open right now. So you guys are getting a lot of good juju out there. If you all could just focus on what you want to be more committed to in your life in order to expand more love in your life and expand your lives. What is the thing you really want to be committed to and focus your commitment on? And I want us all to just focus on that one thing and kind of link our triumph over it and just picture yourself triumphing over this. And we're just going to send all of that out to everybody and just send up all those hearts and good juju, happy faces, whatever you want to do. And let's just kind of link our energy over the stratosphere to really give ourselves all the support that we need in order to come into a beautiful space of triumph, of expansion, and really obtaining our goals. Okay? I'm going to just put that out there. So now, card for Mia. Oh my gosh, all this abundance is coming in tonight with coins. So Pentacles in Tarot is coin, it's material possessions. And Mia, you've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is like, this card is just a card of wealth, of abundance, of a lot of material possession coming in the material world. I guess that's just the energy now. And the other card that came in with it is the 7 of Wands. Now, Wands in the tarot deck are the only suit that is action. They're completely action. And this card is a card of you have one more hurdle, you have one more final thing that you need to really triumph over, and then all of this abundance comes to you. I feel like you know what that final hurdle is. You're probably in the process now of combating it. And I think sometimes we have hurdles within ourselves. It could be a self-confidence. It could be something like that. And once we get there, it's like the doors just open and we're going, full throttle. And I think that's what this really looks like for me. You've got a lot of abundance on the other side of just one little hurdle. And you're gonna be in the process of that. Because the other thing about this 7 of Wands card is if you look at all of the wands or trees or stalks, as some people call them, they've got leaves and new growths on all of them. That is a sure sign that you are starting in new beginnings and new abundance and new growth and fertile spaces. So work on whatever is holding you back, eliminate it, vaporize it, put that negativity aside and go forward because the world wants to send you so much stuff. Okay. Next, I'm going to pull a card for Lydia. Lydia, just linking my energy with you right now. They're also telling me to pick a soul card for you. Haven't picked one of those yet tonight. So Lydia, this is the first, this one flew out, so I'm going to put this card in. You got the Chariot. So Lydia, the Chariot card in tarot means move forward. You're making a decision. You have a choice to make. You've got to make it. Be proud and confident in this choice. Search your heart and do what you absolutely know is right. Take a few minutes to pause and really go into quiet introspection because the answer is waiting there for you. But this is moving the Chariot forward. They're telling me to pick this soul card. Moving the Chariot forward for you. Yeah, this is Lydia. The soul card that I just picked is a beautiful card which has angelic energy around it and also music. It's got a musical instrument. This shows me that the vibration that's around you is very protective and you're divinely guided. So whatever decision you are trying to make in your life about moving forward with something, you have to move the car forward. It's idling at the curb, waiting for you to get in and hit the gas, baby. So do it because the choice is you got to make it. And I would make that choice this week, especially with a new moon coming in on Saturday. Set that intention for triumph in the new moon and you're going to manifest the best thing you possibly can. I just shared that. So Bonnie asks, how is a person's sign affected if they were planned C-section 2 weeks early, would have been a Taurus but born in Aries? So it doesn't affect the chart. The chart is based on your actual birth date and time when you're brought into this world. Now, what I'm going to say to you, Bonnie, is in my world, and what I truly believe is that's when the baby was supposed to be born, because the world made things come into play and orchestrated things to make that child be ignited right then and there. So, maybe you're scheduled for a C-section at 2 p.m. on January 1st, and you're waiting around because the doctor's late, and now the kid's born at 5 p.m. or something. It was supposed to be that way. Maybe you weren't going to have a C-section, and then at the last minute you had to have one, and the baby's time or birth is scheduled in a different way. That's the way it's meant to be. That was what the contract was for that soul coming into the world. So it doesn't really change anything about the energy. What I like to refer to as birth, and I have a beautiful map of the exact moment when I was born. It's a zodiac map of my chart, but it's actually in celestial where the stars were and the sky is. I refer to that as my ignition. It is when your soul is ignited into this lifetime. It's pre-planned by only God. So whether you're planned C-section at that moment or birth canal birth at that moment or whatever it might be, that is absolutely planned and fated. That is how your contract with God was created. Your astrology is your roadmap of that chart that was created at your ignition. And so this beautiful map that I have hanging in my home office of the moment of my ignition, it says on there, it has my full legal birth name, and the slogan that I wrote on that is a life ignited. So your birth time, date, and place, longitude, latitude, and exact second is the time that you're ignited, is when you took your first breath into the world. So there's nothing that can be changed about that. That is absolutely divinely guided. So that's what I think. So if you are born, we're supposed to be a Taurus and you're born in Aries, then you're supposed to be an Aries. That's really the thing. So, okay, so who have I got now? Did Mia, so Suzanne Mason, I'm going to pick a card for you. Maybe I'll see you in the Vision Board Workshop Sunday if you're here. Okay, so this is your card. Page of Cups for you, Suzanne. So this is a Pisces card. I feel like this is very indicative of this year for you. It's going to be a really great year. I feel like you've cleared a lot of stuff and you're coming into your own. Your cup is going to runneth over. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom because it's always the bottom people that don't get the card. Yep, makes sense, right? Okay, so something with Lydia's mom. Me, a 3-year breast cancer survivor, just had my last surgery, finishing my physical healing. Thank you so much. I'm a breast cancer survivor too, Mia, so I'm just going to send you healing and Reiki. I actually will be doing my breast cancer Reiki circle, which is free. I do it as a give back to all my pink ladies, I call them, this Thursday in West Babylon. You are welcome to come if you would like to come. I'll send you the address if you want me to. So I'm going to pick a card for Chris Cole and Laureen, because I know that they are in here and they're actually, late to the game in the messages, but I see their names, so I'm going to do that. First, I'm going to pick one for Chris Cole. And, Chris Cole, I got this beautiful card of partnership for you. So please know either a partnership or relationship in your life is going to change energy, or you may meet someone who is like a partner to you. It could also be, just a friendship, but definitely a soulmate partnership coming in for you. So my advice to you, Chris Cole, is get out there. Don't sit home, mingle, schmingle, go to events, go to spiritual things, go to things that you really love. And you may just meet a new friend or a new person who becomes a real soulmate type friendship or companion in your life that really is very fulfilling and supportive spiritually. So take that with you, Chris, and get out there. Next for Laureen. Okay, Laureen, I'm going to pull a card for you. I'm going to tell me 2 cards for you, sweetie. Laureen, I feel like something with work, like a new job or something with you. And it comes in very suddenly, like something comes in that you weren't expecting to be doing, but it fills your time, and definitely like a job kind of thing. I'm just feeling that for you. You meet a lot of new people recently and also into the rest of this month and February. A lot of new people coming and going in your life. Let it flow. Don't attach to it too much. I think it's just where you are right now in your energy line. So I'm seeing that quite a bit because I'm getting the Knight of Swords, which I always call my 911 card. And I don't feel like it's a bad emergency for you. I think it's just signifying a lot of energy. So I feel like you've got a lot of comings and goings going on. but something like almost like a new path for work, kind of new work or new thing you want to do, or like you decide to do another little side hustle or a little business or something's coming in for you. I just see it. And then again, I got this card, which is also the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is an action card. It means that a lot of the conflict and turmoil and chaos that you've had in your life is behind you, and you're coming into a new time where things really start to move forward. So both these cards are very significant of the energy changing for you, moving into positive things. But remember, we all have a tremendous amount of control over that, because if we stay negative or we're not in the right mind frame or the mindset, then negative comes to us. So stay really, really positive. Keep clearing things out of your life that are negative. That's for everybody, okay? And Elizabeth, okay, I'm going to pull a card for Liz because she doesn't always get on. I've got like 4 minutes left. So let's see. I'm going to pull a card from my Ginger down in Florida. All righty. What do we got going on here? I feel like this is going to be a great card for you. Oh my gosh, Liz, I got the Seven of Pentacles. Hard work pays off. So I know you've got a lot on your mind, but something that you've been working on that's been cycling around for you, I feel like since September or end of summer, now pays off, comes to a resolution for you. So just take that with you. This is a project maybe you want to do or something changes. But yeah, hard work that you've been doing is paying off, sweetie. So stick with it. All right. Janine says, hi, Liz. Yep. I love it that we have an online community. I really would love it if you guys can... send negative out, positive in. Everybody just do that for everybody. And what I'd like to do is we have this beautiful community every Monday night at 7 o'clock on Zencuda. I'd like to continue that for us in our Facebook and our Instagram pages on Zencuda. So if you have something on your mind, like put it on the page, post, or put it in the comments, and let's start some conversations going that'll support us, during the week in between our Soul Space podcast. Really want to create that for us. And if you have not already, please subscribe to Zencuda on YouTube, because we're trying to really expand that community over there so that we can do lives over there and you guys can comment there as well. All right. So love you guys. Miss seeing everybody in person, but we're getting some events together. We'll have more information about that probably next week. And just stay positive, please. We've got so much energy changing this week. I'm going to try to post daily on the Zencuda Soul Space page on Facebook and Instagram, because every day there's a big energy change, and I'll keep you guys really posted so that you have the guidance you need to really expand your hearts and bring more love and more success into your lives. All right? So stuck with us in the Zencuda community. We're all going to be amazing Zencudas this week, and I will see you right back here in the Soul Space next Monday night at 7 o'clock. And if ever you missed the live broadcast, you can also catch the replay on Optimum TV, channel 115, on Fridays at noon, so you can have lunch with Georgia Rose. What's better than that? Talk to you guys next Monday night, if not before, and I'll see you in the cyber world. Bye-bye.